on YouTube, and welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Got a special one for you guys today. Not only is this a vintage discontinued fragrance, but it's one that is highly coveted and sought after. This is the 1990 Oriental Woody fragrance from the house of Balenciaga. This is Belenciaga Pour Homme. So what we're gonna do, is we always do in all of my individual fragrance reviews, is we're gonna break down the fragrance into 5 parts. First, we're gonna take a look at the box and the bottle presentation. Then I'm gonna go over the fragrance's notes, talk about which ones I can pick up on, what I detect most in the fragrance. Then I'm going to talk about the fragrance's performance based on my experience wearing it out. And then I'm going to give my overall thoughts and then, of course, my overall rating. Before we jump into this video, I want to remind you all, if it's your first time here and you haven't yet subscribed, or you watch consistently and haven't subscribed, it'd be a huge help for me if we could go ahead and subscribe. We're coming up on 13,000 subscribers. And again, I can't thank you guys all enough for all the support over the years. If you have an Instagram, go ahead and check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel, photos of fragrances from my collection, daily scent of the day posts, and of course, when the new videos are going to drop, or a way to contact me if need be. Got some new links I wanted to talk to you about. Guys, forget Aurelius Apparel. I think the company has gone defunct. Not that anybody cared about that anyway, except for me. But number one, if you're interested in purchasing any fragrances directly from my collection, make sure to check out the link to my Mercari page. Again, it's in the description. Things that I'm no longer wearing that I would like to sell off to make room for new fragrances, to make new content just like this. Guys, if you want a Masudo button-down shirt, check out that link. Again, 40% off the retail rate on their direct website. And most excited about this one is there's an eBay seller that goes by the name of Eros Perfumes. That is where I purchased this fragrance from. They are incredibly knowledgeable. They take care of it. It came wrapped. It's in pristine condition, and it smells, exactly the way it should. And we'll get into that. And if they made an agreement with me that if anybody wants to go purchase anything from their eBay store, and I'll have the link to their eBay store in the description of this video and all videos going forward, as long as they want to continue the partnership, you just message, "I heard about you from Scents of South Jersey" on the eBay Messenger, and they'll give you a 10% discount. They have an array of vintages, discontinued fragrances of all kind, so go ahead and check them out too. Let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's jump into this review of Balenciaga Pour Homme. Okay, let's start things off with the presentation. First, let's take a look at the box here. So this is a really nice box. There's some detail to it. You got this ridges. It's got this cream color with this blue marble granite that goes down in the center. Size and concentration. This is a 50 ml eau de toilette. Balenciaga there, Pour Homme. On the top, it just sort of wraps around like as if it goes all the way around. They got the lines there, and you can see on the back here some information. Some of you guys may know more about this one than me. And then on the bottom, you've got your barcode. You open it up, and the Balenciaga is on the inside, sort of like Jacques Bogart used to do with the Bogart B. And of course, you've got the French wrapper. Let's take a look at, really cool box, at the bottle. The bottle is stunning. I mean, you got the ridges around here on the sides, Balenciaga Pour Homme, this beautiful marbling here, and these gold sides. Look at that built-in sprayer. It's right up my alley. 1990, and these are different. And I've got some 30 mLs you guys can take a look at too. And the marbling's all different there too. So again, 1990 fragrance release. So let's take a look here. I got the dry down on the top of my hand. Let's spray my wrist here. Really good distribution, great sprayer. And then the 30 mLs, here's 2 of them. No built-in sprayer, but good sprayer too. Same thing, just a little different. The gold either was not there or ever, but I think I see some remnants of it, or maybe these are just older and have worn off, unfortunately too, but fantastic presentation. Okay, so it's time to go over the notes for the 1990 release from the house of Balenciaga. Again, an Oriental Woody fragrance. So in the top, you have cinnamon, coriander, pepper, thyme, bergamot, galbanum, laurels, and cardamom. And then in the middle, or heart of the fragrance, you have patchouli, cypress, sandalwood, and cedar. And then in the base of this fragrance, there's oak moss, honey, labdanum, musk, and vanilla. So what I can pick up on definitely is cinnamon. I think the coriander, pepper, spices are in there. Thyme, definitely. There's a little greenness to it. Patchouli, no doubt about it. And sandalwood and cedar. There's woodiness in here as well. And again, I'll get into that a little bit later. And then I get some greenness and muskiness. So that's the oak moss and the musk in the fragrance too. Those are what I can pick out. The other ones are there. It's a complex note breakdown for this fragrance. Again, 1990. Decent amount of notes, not a ton for that time. There were fragrances that were still like half into the 80s where they add a lot more notes than that, but that is still a decent amount of notes. Okay, let's talk about the performance for Balenciaga Pour Homme. Again, a 1990 release classified as an oriental woody fragrance. It's a fantastic performer. It projects well in the beginning, but once you've had it on for a while, it stays with you. I spray it on clothes and skin. It stays there. I think some of the notes are a little bit heavier, things like, you know, that I really can't even detect, but maybe my guess is when they're in there, they make it last longer. Again, I'm only speculating, you know, so don't make fun of me. But stuff like patchouli and honey, those things I think they stick around, at least with me, you know, so this is one that it doesn't become a room filler. It's not overbearing, but it's there. It's a strong performer, but it's not over the top beast mode to where you'd be worried it would offend anybody, at least in my experience with it. And you know, I do spray on clothing and on skin, on my back of my neck and everything as well too. So great performer, well over the workday portion, you know what I mean, in terms of time. And that's usually what I base it on. Will it last at least 8 hours? And something like this is not really an inexpensive fragrance anymore due to the fact that it's discontinued. So performance is important, I think. Okay, it's time for my overall thoughts on the 1990 release from the House of Balenciaga. Again, it's Balenciaga Pour Homme, the Oriental Woody fragrance. So let me start out by saying this, guys. You know, having a YouTube channel where I review fragrances, that means I've tried a lot of fragrances. Most people that are watching this are into fragrances, and they've probably tried a lot of fragrances, and some are amazing, some are great, some are good or okay, some you don't like. But once you've tried a ton of them, you don't get that wow factor as often as you used to in the beginning, right? This did that for me. And, you know, it opens with an intense burst, and patchouli is like right there, even though it's not in the opening. And I got that right away. And honestly, it scared me. I'm like, oh no, please don't let this be like another Zeno Davidoff experience where like, I just don't like it. But that did not happen. You know, what comes next is an incredible mix of spice and cinnamon and woods. Think a dried out piece of like really nice wood or wooden furniture and a cinnamon stick, like the dry ones, there's nothing wet about it, and there's green, covered in greens, moss, musk. Again, it's a complex scent, but it's done so well that it is for me a masterpiece status. And the dry down is airy, and it's so woodsy, and again, there's a lot going on, but it's done perfectly. Like there's no point where I'm like, this is stuffy. And I do think it could be polarizing. Like there could be somebody that just absolutely hates it. But there's even a little bit of a barbershop vibe with this, because there's a little bit of a powderiness mixed in with the woods. It's ridiculously masculine. There's nothing about this from start to finish that I was like, I'm waiting for it to get better, or it's better in the opening or the dry down or not. Like from start to finish, I liked it. And immediately in the opening, when I had it on, I was just like, wow. And you know, it's something that it's classy. Definitely season-wise, you're going to be falling in fall, winter time more so, because it is a thick scent. But it's not like overt honey thickness. And you know, people compare it on Fragrantica to Lapidus Pour Homme, which, as you guys know, is like a novelty fragrance, if anything, at best. It's not good. It's interesting, let's put it that way, and it's something that you buy when you're first getting into it because you see it and it's like, oh, it's a classic, it lasts long, it smells, you know, it smells like a bodega incense. This thing though is crazy good and smells fantastic. So it's something that, you know, you need to appreciate. But if you're into classics, you'll absolutely love it. I think guys ages 35 and up would really like it. You know, a night out or on a crisp, cool day would be the best time to wear it. And, you know, it's from 1990, and apparently it didn't do so hot either in the early 90s. It lasted from 1990 to, from what I understand, to around 2000, 2001. But it was sort of a flop for Balenciaga. There was some guy on YouTube that I watched one of his shorts, and he mentioned that, and I found that interesting. So, you know, I didn't know. It was fun to learn about that, about this fragrance. But in 1990, a lot of fragrances were still like they were in the 80s too. So I found that interesting that this didn't do so great. You know, early 90s, you had Polo Crest that came out, which is not far removed from the original Polo. And there were a couple other early 90s fragrances. It's not till the mid 90s where you saw fragrances really become fresher, and you had like the L'Eau d'Issy Pour Homme, or of course Acqua di Gio come out, you know. So this one, I think it fits right in there. It's like in the 80s style, but came out in 1990. It's very interesting scent. It's an amazing fragrance. I really love it, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Okay guys, it's time for my overall ratings for the 1990 release from the house of Balenciaga, Balenciaga Pour Homme, the Oriental Woody fragrance. So presentation is absolutely stunning. I can't think of anything I don't like about it. It's a 10 out of 10 for the presentation. Absolutely love it. Love the bottle, built-in sprayer, gold, marble, beautiful. Box is amazing. As far as the performance goes, like I said, between the 8 and 10 hour range, so we're gonna give that just an even 9. So it's an amazing performer. And the scent, the most important part, I knew from the second I smelled it that I was like, wow, this is a 10 out of 10. This is up there with the Koros, you know, this is different. It's different, but it's up there, you know, the 10 out of 10s. It's an Aventus level. Like, it was wow. Aventus did that for me. Koros did that for me. This did that for me. Other things too, but this is a 10 out of 10 when it comes to the scent. So the overall rating for Balenciaga Pour Homme from me is a 9.5 out of 10. Okay guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. That was my review of Balenciaga Pour Homme, the 1990 release from the house of Balenciaga. Guys, let me know in the comment section, do you own this fragrance? Have you tried it? Have you gotten a sample of it? What do you think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's just okay? You know, I love all the interaction, so please let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Guys, again, I wanted to let you know to subscribe. Check out the Instagram page, check out the link to my Mercari page, a lot of new stuff on there. And also Eros Perfumes on eBay. That's where I got this. Again, it's EROS Perfumes on eBay. I will have the link to their eBay page in the description of my video. If you choose to buy something, shoot them a message on eBay and say, hey, I heard about you from Scents of South Jersey, and they will give you a discount. Also, and again, great people to work with, honest, everything's legitimate. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.